and they say
Hey guys, we're waiting for the paint to dry.
These guys here. Ooh, been waiting for this for a month. No. So this one's really cool. I'm gonna do a full install on this soon, right after.
LR lost royalty. But yeah, full custom unit with a base plate. Changes the shifting behavior completely on this car. If you guys want it, you can buy these from these guys direct. They're based out of Lithuania, I think. And yeah. So today we are going to install some gauges. Got Sammy here helping me out. Yeah, man. Yeah, of course, man. Right now I got 3 gauges right here. I got the boost, oil temp, oil pressure, and they're all gonna go into this gauge pod that goes into the front of the car. I've taken the liberty to paint everything beforehand. Missing a few pieces, but most of the interior pieces are here. Hopefully this turns out decent. Otherwise I have to work with this pile of wiring. You got your sensors, you got your sandwich adapter. So the important thing to do here is making sure you guys have all your parts together. So I got the gauges, your harness. This is actually very crucial because this is where you're getting all your sensor informations. This actually goes in between your oil filter and the engine. And a place to hold your gauges. So now that I have everything, let's get installing. Guys, so what you gotta do is you gotta put the gauges in. You see these adapters, they go back into the controller for the Defi unit. Every Defi unit also has a control link that's associated, and these will not work without this. This is basically the brains of the system. You also need to hook this up. This is basically your recorder. You can change different settings on here so that you can play back whatever happened in case you need to review what you did during the track. All these inside. This end, it goes outside. So, wish me luck. That's pretty sick. No, you don't have to jerk my stick off that hard. So just thread your sensors in first to your sandwich adapter. What this is, this goes through in between here and here so that you have an area to hook up your sensors. Take your old oil filter out.
People do oil change.
better?
Oh no, you're running through the firewall, isn't it?
Doesn't matter either way, but yeah, it's just a cap, the oil cap. Yeah, so we've hooked up all the sensors actually for the car. Kind of skipped that part, but show you guys how we put it in. You find, like here, that's the temperature probe, this is the pressure probe, and here's the boost solenoid. Basically, you find a point where you mount it, you tap it off into a vacuum line. So I chose the line I had for my blow-off valve into the intake manifold. Now you want to make sure you install this after the throttle body so it measures the manifold properly. The other thing is, make sure you securely seal up the ports that you've used. Connect your sensors, secure them. So I've used the stock size. And to push it through, what we ended up doing was, here's the rubber. Let me see if you can see it here. There's the rubber firewall protector. You basically just cut a hole in. I've already done this before with my other wiring jobs, but you can attach the end of the line to a screwdriver and you basically just poke it through and get your friend on the other end to help you receive the other end, and 3 wires going through with firewall, and that's pretty much it for this side. So for the FRS, on this set of gauge panels, you can see the wires, they link up from one after the other. I ended up having to cut the centerpiece out just because the gauges actually interfered with this backing piece. I just used a grinder, ground it all off. Made a big mess, but that's done. Feed your wiring through. Mounted my sensor here. This is basically the controller for your units. It gives you your settings. You can change it to different modes. You'll have to find a way to tuck all your wires in. And this is your controller right here. I just stuffed it right here. It fits relatively snug and it works with my driving position. You can either tape it onto a surface, hide it somewhere else like in here. Other than that, you just, after you have your wires through that firewall hole from earlier, you hook everything up. Well, all our wires have been tucked in the back and they're pretty much out of the way everywhere. I'm just gonna give her a go and see if it works. This though, super sweet. Nice custom shifter. Also going to be changing out these pieces over here. These are the original plastic ones. They're very hard. These are somewhat softer, along with the speaker ones for the knee pads. If you guys are curious, these are the Pratt numbers. They came stock on the 2016 onwards, but 13, 14, and 15 did not get these. Yeah, if you're interested, that's the part number for the other side as well. And that one is for the left. I think these turned out pretty good. So for now, to do the knee pad on the outside, we'll go to that. Take out 2 screws back here, undo these harnesses and everything. So for this card to come out, screws out of this cover right here. There you go, much better. Okay, so going to install my RP shifter. Got this fucking thing out apart. You're already having it apart for this gauge install, so it's kind of cheating. But basically, gotta disconnect your cigarette, your traction control light, remove your cigarette gauge, undo the screws, take the whole center console out. You're left with your old shifter. So now it's telling me to replace everything, so I'm just going to take these little plastic clips off. There you go. Trim comes off. kind of moist. And you got these two 12 mils. Pretty sure once you pop those off, and you can probably pop this one on. So I'm just gonna grab the 12 mil. Hold on. With this cool 90s style rubber boot. I don't even know if you guys can really see what's going on. I know it's a shitty angle, but I basically have you mounted up right now on my mirror. So right now I'm trying to remove the plate and shifter assembly. Getting it all tuckered out. I'm taking the pin out of the shifter rod right now. Pin out. Don't forget that washer, I don't want to lose that. I don't remember my hands being so big. This is what you got underneath. They're telling me to replace this entire linkage and put that on the bottom of here. So let's get to it, I guess. Here it is, stock shifter, it's all out. So now the instructions calling for me to jack up the car and I have to go underneath and take some of the stuff out. Guys, trying to show you guys what's going on down here. Alright, so you gotta remove the tray, obviously, all around here. Those 10mm bolts. You gotta take the bolts holding the transmission bracket and your drive shaft bracket down there out. That'll lower this whole assembly down. I've already done this. So. Yeah, take the two 10mm bolts or 12mm bolts that hold your transmission bushing in. And there are two pins. I don't know if you can see it very well. They're just that slight bevel up there. You can take a flathead and just pry those apart. There's one on each side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I can't show you guys while I'm doing it because it's pretty much impossible. Okay, so now we finally cleared the tunnel. All I'm left with is the transmission linkage for the shifter. And you gotta just bolt this down. And we can get going and give this a try. So just slip the pin back in. Get the shifter in and you can bolt it down. Make sure you line this up pretty good. You're clear of all the different junk that's around here. Just reinstall the 12mm bolts that you've used previously, making sure everything is still aligned and not crooked. Now the other thing you gotta do with this, holy crap, it feels so good. This is neutral. First, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So you gotta adjust these screws so that you have the proper slack to go into fifth and sixth. So once that's good, you tighten it down with a 7mm. Pretty happy with that, so I'm just gonna lock this down. And now it comes to final assembly of putting everything back together.
Some